When it comes to tackle, the biggest decision is what to take and what not to take, especially to remote destinations like Christmas Island. Now, when Ron and I decided, we had a lot of camera gear as well, but we decided on 3 basic outfits. Of course, your fly rod, little nitro this little baby is, but the important thing is it's a 4-piece. So it breaks down to about that large, and that makes it a lot easier to put it on the plane. The second outfit we brought was a heavy plug. So for casting for GTs, which is obviously one of my favourites. But the third is also a lighter spin outfit, which is ideal for, you know, if you don't want to do fly all the time, not a problem. You can get a light spin outfit, but again, it breaks down. Now, rods is just one part of it, because on Christmas Island, there's no tackle. There's no gear, so you have to basically be totally self-sufficient. You've got to bring everything. The only thing they've got on this island is the flies that all the guides do. So, if you're going to do a bit of popper fishing, because there's some great GT fishing around here, which Gary always loves to do, so you need your poppers. But on top of that, if you're going to do the soft plastic fishing, you're going to have to bring all your own little soft plastics. And then, as we said, with the fly, you're a little bit safer with the fly. They do have them, but I'd probably say it's pretty important to bring your own. Then there's other things you've got to consider. You've got to bring all your own leaders. So if you're fishing for GTs, if you want to do that, you've got to bring some 100-pound mono, like the Momoy that we've been using. If you're doing the bonefish, you're going to go through a fair few leaders, so you've got to bring a whole heap of spare ones. And even to the point where if you consider that you've only got one outfit each and there's nothing here, it is almost essential that you at least bring one backup outfit. If you arrive and have a broken rod, you're in trouble. So bring a spare one. And of course, like the nitros, they break down to 4-piece, so they're easy to carry. Same with the heavier rods now, they all break down. It's not like the old days where they're all 8 foot long and 6 foot long. They all break down. And also, remember the little accessories like scissors, your fly box, so you can carry, while you might bring a lot of flies, you might need a little box for each day. You need a backpack, good pair of shoes. And of course, as we said before, we'll say it again, just remember, you're in the sun all day out here, you're walking on the flats, you're gonna need a lot of suntan cream, some lip balm, a decent hat, long sleeve shirts, and of course, decent pair of sunnies like the old Maui Jims. Now, there's one other thing we should really highlight just a little bit further, and that's the fly fishing, the tackle we need. Because everyone comes to Christmas Island to catch bonefish on the fly. Now, during the show, I used this little nitro, matched up with the old Scientific Angler, which I've covered in sand. They're not going to love that. You've got to understand that over here, 6 to 7 weights if you know what you're doing, and on calmer days, we suffered from a little bit of wind during our trip, so probably an 8 weight or even a 9 weight could help you a bit more. And this is where it's really important that you speak to the guys like Gary and Glenn at Angling Adventures, because you need to know what gear to take. For example, I've been running an 8 weight on this, so I'm running a slightly heavier line because I'm, well, I think you could say a beginner at fly fishing. I'm certainly not an expert. The cameramans are nodding, which shouldn't be allowed. And this is where the advice is really important. With destinations like Christmas Island or anywhere else, local knowledge is essential, and to get that, you've got to go to people like Angling Adventures to find out what you need. When you come to places like Christmas Island, it really is a trip of a lifetime. And it is absolutely essential that you spend the money and bring good gear, because it might be a once-off trip for you. So don't sell yourself short and get cheap gear. The rod I've highlighted all the way through, stuff like the Nitro Velocity, that's the top of the range. Even if you only use it for this trip, it really is essential. And your reel too, like the little Scientific Angler I've had a ball with. Now, while your reel is important, your fly line is probably just as important, maybe if not a little bit more, because that's what you're casting all day. When you've got to deal with the wind like we've been doing, a cheap line is going to make you struggle. And I'll tell you what, if you're intermediate like myself, the better the gear, the better you cast. And believe me, I've needed a bit. So I've been running an actual bonefish line, specifically built by Scientific Angler for bonefish. And to be honest, it really has helped me. So just spend the dollars. It's a trip of a lifetime, as I said. So spend a little bit more, get yourself a good fly outfit, and you'll be enjoying it a whole lot more. Just as important as getting the right gear, you've got to do some practice before you come. Now, for beginners, spend some time, spend some dollars, get some lessons, learn how to do it. And most importantly, do it with the gear you're bringing over. Learn so you get familiar with it. And for the guys that know, just get out there and practice. Practice makes perfect, and that means you're going to love Christmas Island. Now, before I go, I just got to show you what happened to our Halco poppers that the guys sent over for us. There is a brand new Halco popper that is complete and in one piece. This is the Halco popper that we've been using, and as you can see, these two are a world apart. So all I'm going to say is get yourself the Rooster Haymaker and bring a couple over if you want to get absolutely caned by some big GTs. And I'll guarantee you'll love it. Now, I've got to also thank Andy Summers from Mayfly Tackle. He was kind enough, foolish enough to lend me all his own personal gear. So all I'm going to say is thanks, Andy. I owe you one.